Take a seat. I'm sorry about that. It's just one of those things that has to be done.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Look, if you can hold on for a couple of seconds, I'll get some tea sent in, and then I'll introduce you to Detective Inspector Gray. He's in charge of the case.
Not you, then?
Well, not in charge, but I'll be on it. So if there's anything I can do, you just ask, all right?
Do you wish you hadn't come?
Nah.
Well, the worst bit's over now, eh?
You think so?
The medical.
I'd go for it 1,000 times rather than face Pete.
How do you want to handle that?
I don't know.
I'll tell him if you want.
No, I've got to do it myself. But I know what to say, though. What was I doing there? I was asking for it. And he's right, isn't he? I must have been mad. I should have realised.
You've got to stop talking like this. It wasn't your fault.
Well, whose fault was it, then?
Wilmot Brown's.
Yeah. But I wonder what he's doing now.
Well, I hope he's banged up in jail somewhere.
I'm going to have to face him again, though, you know.
You mean he's going to have to face me and the rest of Walford?
Half of them thought we was having an affair anyway.
No, they didn't.
They did, Shell.
Look, even if they did, those people, they're not worth bothering about. They're just as bad as he is.
What made him do it, Shell?
Don't ask me what makes a male population tick. You know, I haven't really figured that one out, have I? I mean, look, I got pregnant and I blew my marriage.
I've blown mine, too.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. All because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wouldn't listen to Pete. I've been so selfish, Michelle. I wanted so much, and now I got nothing. I've thrown it all away.
Don't talk like that.
Why not? It's true, isn't it? God, I thought I was being so clever, so together. All I was doing was setting myself up.
No, you weren't. It could have happened to anyone. It could just have easily have happened to me.
No, it couldn't. It's me. There's something about me that asks for it. It's obvious. Twice is not a coincidence.
What?
Nothing.
What do you mean?
How much longer we're going to be?
What?
How much longer are we going to be here?
Well, I don't know.
I wouldn't mind going home now.
Well, it shouldn't be much longer. That policewoman was all right, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Sorry about the clothes.
They're all right.
It was the first things I could lay my hands on.
There's nothing wrong with them.
No?
No.
Oh, well, fine. Well, next time we go into a posh restaurant, I'll lend you them.
All right.
I will give over. Can you imagine Pete's face? He'd think you've gone mad. Oh, I bought especially for you, Pete. Non-fitting wash-worn tops. Everyone's wearing them.
Mrs. Beale, this is Detective Inspector Gray.
Hello.
Hello. Please. Hope you're feeling a bit better.
All right, thanks.
And this is Mrs. Holloway, who's a friend of Mrs. Beale's.
Hello.
Hello. We were wondering if it's all right to leave now.
Oh, you're free to go at any time. But we do need to take a statement at some point.
But I told those two that came round what had happened.
Unfortunately, we need to take a full statement. If you want, you can come back tomorrow. But obviously, it would be better if you could do it now, while everything's still fresh in your mind.
Kath?
No, I'd rather do it now, get out of the way.
I think it's best. Now, you can make your statement either to me or to WPC Baxter. It's up to you.
I'll tell the lady.
OK. I'll leave you to it. Mrs. Holloway, you're welcome to stay if you want, but in our experience, people often give a more detailed statement where there are no personal friends around.
Right. I'll just be outside, OK?
OK.
Okay. Yep. Thanks. Sugar?
No, thanks.
Right, well, I'd like you...
Have you arrested him? Wilmot Brown?
Not yet. At the moment, we're still trying to locate him, but he'll show sooner or later. Right, Kathy. Is it all right if I call you Kathy?
Yeah.
I'm Lynn. And what I'd like you to do is, in your own words, tell me exactly what happened. Then I'll write it down and read it back to you. Now, if you agree that's what you said, you sign it and away we go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And any time you feel you can't carry on, for whatever reason, just say. We'll take a little break, get another cuppa sent in, and wait until you feel you can continue.
Right.
So off we go.
Well, we'd gone upstairs for a drink.
Oh, can I take you back just a little further? I just need to know what you were doing there in the first place.
I work there.
Okay, full-time or part-time?
Part-time.
So you work as a part-time barmaid at the Dagmar Public House?
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that for?
Good few months now.
Right. And tonight you've been working there?
Yeah.
Okay, all as normal?
Yeah, it was a bit rowdy at checking out time because all Simon's party crowd were there.
Simon?
Yeah, he works at the Dagenham.
See, and he was having a party there?
No, he was having a party over at our place and all his mates were there waiting for him to finish.
So you were going on to this party?
No, Simon's my husband's son by his first marriage. Pete's away because he's taking his mum down the coast. I thought I'd just let Simon get on with it.
And so what did you intend to do while this party was going on?
I was staying the night over Pauline's.
Oh, that's Pauline Fowler, 45 Albert Square. Where our two policemen first interviewed you?
Yeah.
Your friend didn't reckon much to those two?
No.
I'm sorry about that. You've got a couple of right ones there. You try and get it through to some of these guys, but they just don't take it in. Would you like to make a complaint against them?
No, it's all right.
It's a long haul, trying to change the attitudes of an entire force. The doctor was all right there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was fine.
So, you were meant to be staying the night at your friend's, but first you stayed behind for a drink after work.
I didn't really want to.
So what made you?
It was just one of those things. We'd been talking about his ex-wife and the things she'd been getting up to, and me and Pete had a row before he left. We were like, I don't know.
Well, being supportive to each other?
Yeah. But I still didn't want to stay for a drink. I'd gone to get my coat. When I came back, he was there with the drinks in his hand. It was sort of difficult to say no.
Yeah, and you were still in the bar at this point?
Yeah.
But the attack took place upstairs?
Yeah, he said something about it being more comfortable and just went. I just thought it would have seemed strange to me saying, well, I want to stay down here.
Yeah, and besides, what's wrong with having a drink with your boss?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. He'd never really tried anything on before.
So you followed him upstairs?
Yeah.
And when you got upstairs?
He went to get some champagne from the kitchen and put on some music. I felt a bit weird. I kept thinking, I really don't want to be here. But he seemed desperate to talk.
What about?
Well, at first I thought he wanted to talk about his problems, but before I knew it, we were talking about me and Pete, and he said he knew me better than Pete, so I stood up to go.
But he made no sexual advances to you at this point?
No,
So you weren't too concerned?
not really. More uneasy than concerned.
You stood up to go. He forced you to stay?
Not the first time. He said I was just being silly, and that there was nothing wrong with us sitting there and talking, and I think by this time I knew he was after more than just talk.
Why was that?
Dunno, his whole attitude. Something told me it wasn't right.
The female alarm bell starts to ring.
Yeah. He kept asking me if I found him attractive, and I kept saying he wasn't unattractive, but I was a happily married woman, and him being attractive or unattractive didn't matter either way. It was...
Go on.
And he tried to kiss me. But I didn't let him, I promise. I stood up to go. There was no way I was going to stay. But he grabbed me and tried to kiss me again. And I started shouting at him, and I managed to push him away and make for the door. And the next thing I know, he's grabbed me again, saying he knew why I stayed for a drink, that I was asking for it. But it's not true. And then he started on about not feeling guilty, and then he forced me.
You didn't struggle?
Yes, I did. But he was too strong.
And this took place in the living room?
Yes.
And this was full sexual intercourse?
Yes.
Look, I know it's very painful, but can you tell me how that actually came about?
He held me against the wall and said he would hurt me. He said he'd hurt me if I kept on struggling, but I didn't stop.
And how did he hold you against the wall?
Oh, he was holding me wrists and just pinning me there with his body. And I tried to get away, but I couldn't. And the more I struggled, the tighter he held. And then he started to kiss me, and I just turned away from him. Even then, I didn't think he'd do it. And then he forced me down on the floor. I was so scared. I was really scared. And then he forced me down on the floor, and somehow he was holding my hands with one hand. And then he And then he started to undo my blouse. And I said, please, please, please don't, James, please don't. But he just went on. And I was crying, and he was just like an animal. And I hated him. I hated him. If I'd have had a knife, I'd have killed him. I'd have killed him there and then. And he started to push up my skirt. And I knew I couldn't get away. I knew I couldn't get away. And then he hurt me. He hurt me so much. I couldn't move my arms. My arms. I couldn't move it. He just kept hurting me and hurting me.
Okay, love. It's all right. It's all right. We'll have a break now. Come on. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. He's not here.